Trail camera when no one is around can sometimes capture things that will make you break out in a cold sweat in a couple of seconds. Let's go.
You will never get into such a situation because I wish you good luck.
Here in Indonesia, an outdoor surveillance camera captured a creepy picture at night. A very strange woman jumped from a tree to the ground. Her body was completely black. Agree, this woman looks very scary. The owner of the house was also very scared and immediately called the police. He thought that thieves had entered his property, but nothing was stolen. For some time, the police found this woman who painted her whole body black. As it became known, it was a local mentally ill girl who is engaged in magic and considers herself a dark witch. The mysterious video was filmed in India. In the footage, we see a man holding an unknown wavy object similar to a steel wire in his hand. Then he puts it in the water, holds it with his hands for a few seconds, and suddenly it comes to life and begins to swim against a current in a small river. In its appearance, it looks like a small snake. It is unclear what is happening here because at the beginning of the video, it is clearly visible that it is dead and has withered for a long time. Unfortunately, there is no information about the video on the internet. A farmer named Yuri filmed a frightening video in the field. Something was hiding in the grass near a high-voltage metal pole. If you zoom in on the image, you can see a humanoid creature of black color with bull horns on its head. What it does there, I think you can guess. Yuri quickly left this place, but when he reviewed the footage, he realized that the devil was real. Users unanimously stated that it was just a man in a costume, but the author of the video argued with them, saying that it looked very realistic. It is reported that this terrible humanoid creature was filmed in Pakistan. One man heard the cry of domestic birds in the chicken coop at night. He immediately decided that a fox had crept up on them again. The owner of the house took a pitchfork with him and turned on the action camera mounted on his head. When he came directly to the chicken coop, this terrible creature was immediately visible from the grid. The man was speechless with fear at the beginning, then quickly ran to the neighbors to tell what he saw. Later, when his neighbors decided to enter this chicken coop, there was no one there, only a few dead chickens with traces of drunk blood on their necks were lying on the ground. The shocked owner said that it was a human vampire. He feeds on the blood of animals and possibly people, we don't know that yet. In the forest near Kiev, a nature lover decided to arrange a photo hunt for a lone wolf using an automatic tracking camera. However, instead of an animal, trail camera detected something completely incomprehensible. The man posted photos and video evidence on the internet. The video footage really shows an incomprehensible object or subject flying up and down, which unfortunately is out of focus probably because of the distance. In normal urban shooting conditions, such an effect can be created by illumination from any light source, but not in a remote forest far from civilization. And for some reason this something was hanging over the bait. This discovery shocked all paleontologists of the world. It is reported that in the forests of South Carolina, a group of tourists stumbled upon the decomposing body of a Tyrannosaurus rex. Judging by the position of his body, he died a few weeks ago. There is very little information on the internet about this video. There is information from closed sources in which it is said that the US authorities are trying in every possible way to hide this event from humanity. They categorically do not want the world community to learn about dinosaurs that still live on Earth. Probably in top-secret laboratories far from civilization, scientists breed these prehistoric reptiles. One day a man was walking in the forest and suddenly he met a humanoid creature on his way. It was hiding behind a log and looking directly at the man. What happened next is unknown because at this point the video ends. It is also not very clear what kind of creature it is because the head is faintly visible. One commentator thought that it was an alien. Others talk about a laboratory mutant who managed to escape to freedom, and there are many who considered the video fake. But still it is very interesting to watch. White-tailed deer in North America are one of the most recognizable deer species in the world. They charm us with their restless character and cute appearance, but what perhaps most attracts us to these creatures is the horns adorning their heads. Each pair is completely unique. It is an amazing work of art of nature, and usually they grow only in male deer. Surprisingly, horns are one of the fastest growing tissues in nature, capable of growing more than 2 centimeters per day during peak periods. Some male deer have abnormal growth of horns caused either by trauma or a genetic disease. Someone managed to capture one such deer on a hunting camera. In addition to the slightly comical appearance, the deer does not seem to experience any particular inconvenience due to the horns growing down. And you can see how he looks at the camera with interest, apparently wanting to show the world his unusual hairstyle. In this video, a man was riding a horse in the forest. He was filming beautiful nature and did not notice anything unusual. When he later began to view the footage, he suddenly noticed a terrible thing. A humanoid creature showed its head for a second in the distance from behind a tree. If you stop the frame, you can immediately see the pale skin on the head and huge oval eyes of dark color. You can also see the nose and mouth of the alleged alien a little. The author of the footage stubbornly declares that he did not edit anything and posted everything as it is. Opinion regarding the video split in half. Some believed that the alien was real, while others were skeptical about this video. Teenagers in the park heard mysterious sounds that came from one tree. When they got out on it, they immediately saw a bird's nest in which there was a strange creature. The frames are not very clear, but you can see something. A creature of unknown origin is moving in the nest. It is definitely not a bird, because at one moment you can see an element resembling a human hand. It is quite difficult to determine even approximately what kind of animal it is. Unfortunately, the authors of the video did not comment on what they shot. A 12-year-old boy managed to shoot something strange on his phone. In the ventilation grills, you can see the movement of an unknown creature. What it was, it is very difficult to say. If you look closely, you can see a certain outline of the face. The boy told his parents that a monster lives in his apartment, and as proof he showed this video. They were shocked by what they saw, and their son no longer lived in that room. A very good and high-quality video was shot in Canada. It was filmed by people floating on boats in northern Ontario. Suddenly, a large and bipedal creature covered with fur is seen on the frames. It comes out of the forest and walks along the open part of the shore for a few seconds until it disappears into the trees again. It is noteworthy that the alleged Bigfoot boasts a coloring that allows him to largely blend in with the environment. This video was shot by an extreme amateur. A young man with an action camera mounted on his head went deep into the sewer drain. The further he went, the more a strange frightening sound was heard, and suddenly this terrifying creature appeared for a second. The man quickly turned around and started running. It is not known whether this monster was chasing him, but when the man ran out of the sewer, there was no one behind him. Probably this creature is afraid of daylight, so it did not climb to the surface. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your like and write in the comments which video you liked the most. See you soon. Peace.